Willie D Live.
That's right on
That's
point.
basically what
Yeah.
it's doing. It's saying, listen, take this hollow point and for money, sell your soul. To pretend to little girls that you get up every day to get dressed up to feel good in full glam. If your man needs to see you in that way to see your beauty, he don't see you. And I tell brothers this, listen, I love money too. I keep money on me. I keep it in the safe. I love money. But I had to learn money don't love me unless you do the right thing with money. So it's like, it's not a deity to me. You need it in this earth. But again, I can't not be, if it requires me not being Chris, I just can't do it. It doesn't mean that it's right, wrong. I'm just saying for me, I can't do it. And I can't pretend and say, I don't see what is done. Because again, right now, we're such a hyper individual society and everyone wants it immediately. So the thing is, if they're saying, if someone comes and says, hey, you can just make up a show, and if you could take the pressure and the hostility of the comments, if you can brush that off, we can get your algorithm up and get you some money. But this is what you'll be perceived as. How many times has Lady Gaga shown y'all she's a different artist as she feels like it? How clever is she playing y'all? Because you wouldn't hear who she was in the beginning. I'm going to tell you somebody else who played you, Lenny Kravitz. He begged black people as Romeo Blue, see me, I'm different, especially in this rap time. I'm not Jimi Hendrix, I'm not Prince, I'm Lenny. But we don't do it. It's just like right now. Why can't Kobe be Kobe and Michael be Michael and LeBron be LeBron?
Talk about that, man. How we constantly pit one another against it. Look, this runs me hot. I mean, every time I see a post like this on social media, I mean, it really runs me hot. A pic of, let's say, I'm gonna just come up with some arbitrary names. Let's say Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, Katt Williams. Let's say Cedric the Entertainer. Caption: one of them has to go. It's just the way that we constantly figure out ways to pit each other against, just constantly figure out ways to compete against one another, and instead of saying something more affirmative, like, you know, all great comedians or something. Look at all of these guys are great comedians or whatever. We got to say one of them has to go.
And how about creating a real depiction where each one of their testimonies and their journeys can help someone coming behind them? Because they all made it differently. They all have a different skill set, though they're all comedians. Mm-hmm. Eddie's an older vaudevillian because he comes from that time. Katt's just a genius. And not that Eddie and Cedric and them aren't, but Katt is the people's champion because he turned away from the system. Eddie didn't have to turn because he got so hot. He was the biggest light on a white Saturday night show. So his talent, like light will do, it'll break through darkness. And it doesn't mean Dan Aykroyd and those other people weren't talented. It's just that Eddie's talent, along with his beautiful melon in his skin, made for something very unique to look at. Then once you got into the layers of Eddie Murphy and the people who are around him, Paul Mooney, Keenan, Robert Townsend, you have these five geniuses doing something smart that we don't talk about. They got together and wrote legendary stuff. And that's what I do like about some of the young generation. Like, you're seeing young rappers saying, yo, if we can get past the beef, let's do joints together. And, you know, in our day, record labels pit us against each other. Nah, we're not doing that. And they would do it by saying, well, you and Bobby Brown want to do a duet, but MCA wants to charge you $250,000 to get Bobby. But him and Tommy are saying they want to do it. Bobby don't need no money. Bobby got money. Bobby's making $80,000, $100,000. Back then, that was a lot of money. But Bobby had money. He was getting money. But they want to control the narrative. So if they can create the same divide and conquer, That's what they do. Just like, I love the thing that happened with Katt. You know what I wanted to see afterwards, though? All of them take advantage of what happened. So, Kev, your analytics go up. Katt, your analytics go up. Shay Shay went through the roof because Shannon Sharp only was known to football people, sports aficionados.
Well, primarily.
Primarily. Not that he's not an amazing brother. This dude is like, but again, they didn't know who Shannon Sharp was, generally, mostly the football player. Most people now that are young, Gen Z, they know him as a commentator. They don't know him as Shannon Sharp. They don't know his brother was a Hall of Fame player as well. So they don't know these things, but that's the good part of what we have now, is just finding the balance of how we take all of this negative stuff and use these platforms for truth and healing. That's my record's called Hope Healer, because my whole life, because of what I went through, is like, I want to uncover the truth about me so that I don't have to, whoever's coming behind me, I don't want them to have to endure what I had to do.